Have you ever sat down to do something important, fully aware of the deadline, fully aware of the consequences and still didn't do it? If yes, this video is for you. Today we are unpacking the psychology behind procrastination. Not the motivational quotes version, but the real reason your brain keeps delaying things that actually matter to you. Procrastination is not a time management problem, it's an emotional regulation problem. It's not a lack of motivation, it's a power shift happening inside your brain. When you face a task that feels stressful, uncertain, or overwhelming, the limbic system takes control. This is the emotional part of the brain. It includes the amygdala, which is responsible for detecting threats, not just physical dangers, but psychological discomfort too. To your brain, an intimidating task can register as a threat. When that happens, the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for planning, decision-making, and self-control, gets temporarily overshadowed. In simple terms, the emotional brain gets louder than the rational brain. Avoiding the task gives your brain immediate relief, and that relief is reinforced by a small release of dopamine. Dopamine isn't just the pleasure neurotransmitter, it's the learning neurotransmitter. It teaches your brain what behaviors to repeat. So your brain learns this pattern. Avoid discomfort equals feeling better now. At the same time, stress hormones like cortisol drop slightly when you disengage from the task. That reduction feels calming. Even though it's temporary, your brain prioritizes it. The problem is that this quick dopamine relief works against long-term motivation. Real motivation builds more slowly and usually only shows up after you start making progress, not before. This is why procrastination feels irrational. Your brain isn't optimizing for success, it's optimizing for emotional safety. And the longer a task is delayed, the more emotional weight it gains. That increases limbic activation and makes it even harder for the prefrontal cortex to regain control. That's the loop of procrastination. Now let's talk about the two biggest psychological drivers behind procrastination. First, fear of failure. If doing a task risks proving you're not good enough, your brain chooses inaction. Because you can't fail at something you never truly start. This is common among high achievers, creatives, and professionals. Procrastination becomes a form of self-protection. Second, fear of success. This one surprises people. Success creates expectations, pressure, and identity change. Your brain prefers predictability, so it delays actions that might disrupt your current equilibrium. So how do we work with the brain instead of fighting it? Here's the mental model. You don't eliminate procrastination by increasing pressure. You reduce it by lowering emotional friction. That's the leverage point. Now let's translate that into practical strategies. First, shrink the task until it feels emotionally neutral. Instead of write the report, the task becomes open the document. When the emotional cost drops, action becomes easier. This is supported by behavioral activation research used in psychology. Second, name the emotion, not the task. Ask yourself, what am I trying to avoid feeling right now? Once you label the emotion, its intensity decreases. This is called effect labeling, and it's been shown to reduce activity in the brain's threat center. Third, time box discomfort, not productivity. Instead of saying, I'll work for an hour, say, I'll tolerate discomfort for 10 minutes. This reframes effort as temporary, which the brain accepts more readily. Fourth, make progress visible immediately. Your brain needs evidence that effort leads to reward. Even small wins generate dopamine. That's why checking things off a checklist works. It's not childish, it's neurological. Here's the strategic takeaway. Procrastination is not a character flaw. It's a misalignment between your emotional brain and your long-term goals. When you design your environment and tasks to reduce emotional resistance, productivity becomes a byproduct, not a battle. If this video has helped you see procrastination differently, leave a comment and share this video with others. And next time you find yourself procrastinating, don't ask, what's wrong with me? Ask, what emotion am I avoiding? That question alone changes the game. Want to understand your mind and body better? Subscribe to Neurokind and turn on notifications so you never miss insights that help you think better, feel better, and live healthier.